Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video will be mainly dedicated to President Trump and President Putin and their relationship. That's right, almost BFFs, if not really BFFs. As you know, I have been saying this for quite some time, that in my opinion, they are both fighting exactly the same evil. And yesterday, what took place at the Oval Office at the White House was just another confirmation that what I'm thinking is just another one. What I'm thinking, in my opinion, is what's going on. But I would like to start this video with revisiting an interview that took place during Trump's first term. And this is a clip that I haven't seen it, and I just wonder why this is not circulating around internet more, right? His words about Putin from that time. So let's take a listen to what Trump had to say about President Putin.
A lot of killers. Get a lot of killers. Why you think our country's so innocent? Putin's a killer. A lot of killers. Get a lot of killers. Why you think our country's so innocent? You think our country's so innocent?
I don't know of any government leaders that are killers anymore.
Well, take a look at what we've done too. We've made a lot of mistakes. I've been against the war in Iraq from the beginning.
Mistakes are different than.
A lot of mistakes, okay, but a lot of people were killed. So a lot of killers around, believe me.
Putin's a killer.
A lot of killers. Get a lot.
So right there, here we go. Now let's go to the moment that I'm sure all of you, if not most of you, have seen this. This is from Helsinki 2018. Very important moment, and I will talk about it after we play this video. Putin and Trump together. Let's take a look and let's take a listen.
Господин президенту этот мяч передать, теперь мяч на
Mr.
его
President,
стороне.
I'll give this ball to you, and now the ball is in your court.
Тем более, что США должны будут
All the
проводить
more
чемпионат
that
мира
the
в
United States
2026 году.
will host the World Cup in 2026.
Thank you. That's right. Thank you very much. We do host it, and we hope we do as good a job. That's very nice. That will go to my son, Barron. We have no question. In fact, Melania, here you go. Okay.
So a few things here, a few comments from me. Well, yesterday Trump has said that Barron plays soccer, as you call it in the United States, football, we call it in Europe. But you know, Barron is very tall, so probably goalkeeper would be the best position on the soccer field for him. However, that moment, and I said it during my live stream with Barbara Boyd and Susan Kokinda, that are from Promethean Action or Promethean Update YouTube channel. I said it that moment was very, very symbolic, because that's how I understand it now, knowing a little bit more, definitely much more than I knew in that time. What this symbolizes is Putin for a long time was the only leader in the world, in my opinion, that was fighting the deep state on his own. And there was no president before Trump that took on this challenge. So when Trump appeared on this political scene, this was symbolic. Putin said, the ball is now in your court. And maybe, you know, I think that they united their forces much, much earlier than that. However, officially, this was presented as 2018 for the world to see. That's how I see it. This is my interpretation. Now, it doesn't mean that Putin disconnected himself from fighting the evil, because we know exactly what's going on, what he's doing. And I recorded the video yesterday about those biolabs that he was focusing on in Ukraine and other nefarious evil activities. However, this is the ally that he has. And I say it again, they are fighting the same demons, the same evils. And they will succeed in this without a shadow of the doubt, if they haven't already. And we are just watching the delay the video, the movie, the events playing out in a different time, I would say. So let's go to the Oval Office now that took place yesterday. And one more thing I want to say, that Trump that you saw in those two clips that I just played for you, in my opinion, that was the real Trump. Now, when you look at Trump, you see different Trumps. I've noticed at least 3 different Trumps. So I don't know how many doubles they are using. Of course, Putin has doubles too. I don't know how many. But let's take a look at this one. Looked very strange yesterday. And that was a meeting that took place in the Oval Office at the White House, announcing the World Cup that will be in United States next year, and that drawing for the teams and the groups that will take place in Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C., December the 5th this year. And during that meeting with the president of FIFA, Gianni, I forgot the last name, pay attention to his face, because he looked very, very, his consternation and not feeling too comfortable with what Trump was showing was pretty obvious to me. So we know on whose side he is. But let's take a look and let's take a listen. I mean, the moment itself was just brilliant. When I saw it, I'm like, this is right in everyone's face. You cannot hide it anymore. Let's take a look.
And I was just sent a picture from somebody that wants to be there very badly. He's been very respectful of me and of our country, but not so respectful of others. But he'll, I'm going to sign this for him, but I was sent one, and I thought you'd all like to see it. That's a man named Vladimir Putin, who I believe will be coming, depending on what happens. He may be coming and he may not, depending on what happens. We have a lot of things happening over the next couple of weeks. But I thought it was a nice picture of him. Okay of me, but nice of him. So that was very nice that it was sent to me. Okay? Mr. President.
I just love it. I freaking love it. That moment when I saw it live, I watched this whole thing live. I was like, OMG, what is going on? Now we have the photos, signatures, just brilliant. But a quick reminder, everyone, I think you know that Russia is banned from even qualifying to the World Cup. So Russia is not on the list. So how this will go, I don't know. But that will be interesting to watch, right? Because, you know, of the situation in Ukraine, they said Russia, no bueno, cannot participate, huh? So it's was not even allowed to play for the qualifications for the World Cup. So now let's go to Putin. And this is from yesterday. And Putin just said that Trump is the light at the end of the tunnel. Yes. Can you believe it? What's going on, right? Let's take a look.
Что касается наших отношений с Соединенными Штатами, то они находятся на крайне низком уровне после Второй мировой войны. Я уже много раз об этом говорил. Ну вот с приходом президента Трампа, я думаю, что такой свет в конце туннеля он все-таки замаячил. И вот сейчас у нас была очень хорошая, содержательная и откровенная встреча на Аляске. Контакты продолжаются на уровне наших министерств, ведомств, компаний. Я очень рассчитываю на то, что вот первые шаги, которые были сделаны, они это только начало к полномасштабному восстановлению наших отношений. Мы обсуждаем, кстати говоря, вот и с американскими партнерами возможность вместе работать в этой сфере. Причем не только в нашей арктической зоне, но и на Аляске. И при этом технологии, которыми мы обладаем, сегодня не обладает никто, кроме нас. И это представляет интерес для наших партнеров, в том числе и из Штатов.
Okay, so besides that fact that Trump is the light at the end of the tunnel, there were a few things that, two more things I want to bring to your attention. He said this is just the beginning of the full collaboration with the United States in the future, right? It's just the beginning. But he also said about the technology. This really got my attention, guys, that as he said, as I understand, that Russia and United States have the technologies that no one else has. This is the topic that I would really like to get a little bit more research about, because in my opinion, he might be talking about something that has been hidden from humanity for a very long time and might be brought back again. The free energy 2.0, Tartaria, things of that nature. Some of you know what I'm talking about, some of you don't. It's okay. I'm going to create some videos in the future. And I know many of you know what I'm exactly talking about. So this will be very, very fascinating to watch this collaboration between those two countries. And that is going to be worldwide. Ultimately, that's going to be worldwide. This will set the stage, and whatever has to fall out will fall out, because those two are absolutely working together, no shadow of the doubt. And let's go to official article from TASS. This is about what Putin was just saying. And this is from yesterday, but the article was posted today. Russia-US discuss options for working together in Alaska. So let's take a look at this article. Nizhny Novgorod region, Savrov, I think that's the name of the city, Moscow and Washington are discussing the possibility of working together in Russia's Arctic zone and the US state of Alaska, Russian President Vladimir Putin said at the meeting with nuclear industry workers. So that was that meeting that I was just presenting you the video from. Quoting Putin now, we have several companies, namely the Novatek company, which is one of our big companies working in the field of natural gas, and now forgive my pronunciation because I'm not sure, liquefaction, he noted. Notably, this work is carried out in cooperation with many partners, both European and Asian ones. By the way, we are discussing with our American partners the possibility of working together in this field, not only in our Arctic zone, but also in Alaska, the president said. According to him, Russia currently has unique technologies in this field, which are of interest to Russian partners, including in the United States, the Arctic zone, the Northern Sea Road, and your work there have great prospects, and they are developing at a very good pace, the head of state emphasized. So there you have it. Now, let's go to Trump. This is article about Trump and that meeting that is not scheduled yet. It doesn't look like it's happening at this moment between Zelensky and Putin, but here is what Trump said about being part of it. So let's read this quickly. Here is Trump. Trump says he would prefer not to attend potential Putin-Zelensky meeting. Trump says this: we are going to see if Putin and Zelensky will be working together. You know, that's like oil and vinegar a little bit. They don't get along too well for obvious reasons, but we'll see. And then we'll see whether or not I would have to be there. I'd rather not. I'd rather have them have a meeting and see how they can do, he pointed out. Meanwhile, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov told NBC News that there were currently no plans for Putin's meeting with Zelensky, but the Russian leader would be ready for it once an agenda was prepared. So why don't we go to Zelensky now, everyone? And I know that many of you noticed, not just noticed, but mentioned in your comments, and I so agree with you 100%. There is a combination of the video and the sound talking about him, especially the vibration, the frequency of his voice is very triggering. It's such a low frequency. It's very demonic. It's very uncomfortable. And many of you don't like to look at him, but especially don't like to look and hear him. This will be very short video, okay, I promise. And then I give you a few comments. This is from Ukraine. Zelensky is saying he's not going to give any land to Russia during the Flag Day of Ukraine. So let's take a listen. Very quick. We will not suffer much, I promise.
Слава Україні! Героям слава! Цей прапор – це мета і мрія для багатьох наших людей на тимчасово окупованих територіях України. Вони бережуть цей прапор. Вони бережуть його, бо знають, ми свою землю не подаруємо окупанту. Цей прапор символізує найдорожче для сотень тисяч наших воїнів, чоловіків, жінок з усієї нашої України, які захищають не лише той чи інший окремий напрямок, не тільки Вовчанськ чи Добропілля, а всю нашу Україну.
So my first thought when I watched that video, besides the aspect that he's flip-flopping again, and it's a bigger picture here. I think Russia still has to do some cleanup, like I said yesterday in my video. My thought was how many of those young men who are the soldiers there in this video have willingly joined the army. How many of those? Is there any one of them who have been forced, like that man yesterday that I presented in my video, who was a father of 2 girls, 2 daughters, sitting in the back seat of his car. He was driving, his wife was in the passenger seat, and he was chased by those kidnappers. And I don't know the outcome. I think he was forced to join the army. So how many of those men were there willingly? Let's look at Zelensky. This is a parody that is actually the truest thing you can see. But let's take a look, and then we go to one more quick video that is a comparison between Ukraine, Kyiv, and the United States, Los Angeles. Let's take a look.
Дай, ну, пожалуйста, ну, денег дай, ну, танки дай, ну, помоги Украине, ну, давай, скорее, пожалуйста, ну, дай,
I mean, what to say, right? So, since, he sniffs a lot, let's look at the comparison between Kyiv and the drug addicts in Los Angeles. Very good video. Some of you probably have seen it, but this is supporting what, right? Let's take a look. I just want to read what this person said because the video clearly shows you what's going on, right? This shows you very, very clearly. But look at this. Someone absolutely, fully, completely brainwashed. No, that's not the point. The point is what he said. So, from this person. Some Russian propagandists have pushed a video showing the contrast between Los Angeles and Kyiv as a way to discourage American support. I am resharing this video, but with a twist. We have added moments of Russia bombing on Kyiv. Yes, Kyiv is beautiful and lovely and safer and cleaner than LA or Washington, D.C. Well, this is changing, FYI, and it's gonna change in LA too. But this is despite near daily Russian attacks. Ukraine shows that you can have wonderful, pleasant cities, even if your insane neighbor sends missile upon you daily. Ukrainians would have every excuse to be lazy and give up, but they don't. So this man, maybe he doesn't know how those Ukrainians are being dragged into the uniforms. You think he knows? Or he thinks this is Russian propaganda? Like that father with those two daughters in the car. That's Russian propaganda too, right? Anyway, guys, that's all I have for you today. I hope you appreciate the content. If you do, make sure to hit the thumbs up, like Putin and Trump. Yeah, Putin lately, Trump always. And leave the comments down below. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would very much appreciate. Would be nice to reach a certain number before the end of this year. That would be nice. If you have Instagram, follow me there as well. It's AniaK_44. The link is down below. And if you choose to support my work, the best way is to become the Patreon member, supporter on Patreon. It helps me a lot. Local supporter or donate on PayPal. Thank you so much, everyone. I speak like Zelensky. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. Well, that's international. Thank you very much, everyone. I appreciate that. And with this being said, lots of love. And remember, we are the leading edge and we are saving humanity. And I see you in the next video. Bye, everyone.